Now, doctors are warning about a parasitic infection that is spreading quickly across the country. 18 states, including Virginia, are now seeing cases. A potentially dangerous stomach bug has been traced to produce and water. ABC's Armando Garcia has the details.
Health officials are warning cases of a parasitic infection known as cyclosporiasis are large and growing. Michigan's health officials consider it an outbreak in the state, with over 570 confirmed cases, well over the average of 50 cases a year. But cases are also spreading nationwide. The CDC monitoring nearly 150 cases in 17 other states since May 1st. Doctors say the parasite is found in stool that can contaminate drinking water, fresh veggies, and produce like leafy greens and cilantro products. But the source of this outbreak has not been identified. At least 20 people have been hospitalized.
This is a parasitic infection that causes what we call severe gastroenteritis. That's that severe form of food poisoning, the nausea, the vomiting, the diarrhea. And what leads people to the emergency room is the complication of profound dehydration that comes as a result of this.
Health officials say that unlike typical food poisoning, symptoms caused by cyclosporiasis do not improve over a few days, can last up to a month, and can relapse. Symptoms can develop up to 2 weeks after coming into contact with the parasite. Treatment for infection often include antibiotics, supportive care, and staying hydrated, with additional testing sometimes needed to identify these cases.
Symptoms can be pretty debilitating, including that explosive diarrhea. What's particularly scary about this parasite, Cyclospora, is you can't see or smell or taste it.
Health experts are urging people to properly clean their food, even if it says it's pre-washed, avoid drinking the water when swimming, and to frequently wash their hands with soap and water.
Hey, y'all. Hey, Drip. What's going on, sexy mama Libra? Been missing you, boo. How is y'all? Thank you, Gretchen, for the floating state. Thank you, boo. So yeah, I wanted to lead with that warning. I've been telling you guys, oh God, I've been telling y'all for months, please, wash your hands. Wash your hands, wash your hands. I've been saying it forever. Wash your hands. And yeah, now here it is. You see what I'm saying? And this is coming from the CDC. You know, there is a health alert. And you can't see it, you can't smell it, you can't feel it. You have to wash your greens, your lettuce. If you buy a ready-made salad, you got to wash it. You got to put it in a strainer and let it dry. You got to wipe it down with paper towels. You know what I'm saying? Wash your hands. And when you wash your hands, scrub the palm of your hands with your fingernails so that the soap gets under your nails. You ladies with these long acrylic fingernails, y'all need to get a brush, a small brush, and y'all need to scrub up under your fingernails. We are picking up germs every day that we don't even know. You know what I'm saying? We're touching stuff that animals have been on. Like around my house, I have rabbits. Those rabbits literally defecate while they eat and they hop around in it. And then if they hop up on my porch and I happen to sit down, when I go to stand up, do I not put my hand down on the seat to stand myself up off that step? Y'all understand what I'm saying? Squirrels and birds and all that kind of stuff, insects, all that. You just never know. The shopping carts that we touch in the grocery store. And then we going to get a bunch of grapes and we pick one to taste it and see if it's sweet. That's no longer safe to do, guys. That is literally no longer safe to do. You just got to trust that the bunch of grapes that you're picking up is sweet. I remember as a kid, as a young adult with children, going in the store and picking that grape to see if it's good and sweet. Oh yeah, these are sweet. I'm gonna get these. We can't do that no more because we don't know what the hell is on that. If you want some grapes, buy it, take it home, rinse it off, and then taste it. It's not safe to do anymore. And on top of the fact, like I was saying, you push in that shopping cart, you don't know what the last person who touched that shopping cart germs were on their hands. Now you're touching it, and then you go to pick a grape and put it in your mouth. Now you're eating the germs that's on their hands. And I have to put it that way because that's exactly what it is. It's just not safe anymore, y'all. And there are some people that are out there that are diabolical like that. Nasty, disgusting people that will deliberately contaminate food, or they will do it. Remember when Corona was going around and people were being recorded going around licking shit just so that you touch it? Just sick people out here that do that kind of stuff. It's a real thing, y'all. It's a real thing. And then sooner or later, oh, it's just a 24-hour flu. It's just a little stomach bug. I'll be all right. I'm going to drink this Pepto. You know what I mean? It's going to come up or it's going to go out. 24 hours, 48 hours. I'll be cool. Nah. They said that this can last for months. And it can come back. You go to the doctor, you get your antibiotics, and you change your hygiene regimen. Are your hands going to be dry? Yeah. So put a dispenser of lotion right there, or moisturizer right there next to your soap dispenser, because you're going to need it. Because we have to do this, especially if you're the caretaker of the home and you're preparing meals and you're cleaning the house and changing linen and all that kind of stuff. Get that extra bottle of sanitizer in the laundry aisle so that you can also sanitize your clothes. Yes, the hot water will do something. Yes, the soap will do something. But what's wrong with a bottle a cup full of sanitizer to go in that detergent to just help it all a little bit? Just help it along. You know, a lot of people don't wash their stuff in hot water. So the cold water ain't, you know, the soap is not doing but so much with that cold water, especially when it comes to dark clothes. Who washes dark clothes in hot water? If you want your clothes, if you want the colors of your clothes to stay dark and rich, you don't wash it in hot water. That's going to wash the color away. It's going to make it fade over time. So then that's why the bottle of sanitizer is right there. Use it. It'll help. With our white clothes, I'm sure you're using Clorox. So that's, extra help. Another tool to help sanitize our clothes. But y'all, it's some stuff out here that is disgusting. And a lot of us have, and we don't even realize it, a lot of us have been due vaccination shots. We've outlived a lot of the vaccinations that we got as children. Let's just be clear. And so it might behoove a whole lot of us to talk to our doctors and find out if it would be helpful to us to revaccinate ourselves against some of this crap that's out there. It won't hurt. It won't hurt to just talk to your doctor about it. We don't know what kind of advancements is going on in the medical field. We don't know, what's out there that's available to us. Yes, they're pushing mammograms. They're pushing the COVID shots, because YouTube don't like for us to say that word. But yes, they're pushing that word, those shots, but there are other vaccinations out there. They're pushing the shingles vaccination shot. for those that are in that age range. So while we protect ourselves against the toxic people of the world, we also have to protect ourselves against the toxins of the world, the ones that we don't see, we don't hear them, we don't feel them, we don't smell them, but they're out there. And don't wait until something happens before you start to protect yourself. By then, it might be too late. So I'm going to play this one more time. And for those that may have come in late.
Now, doctors are warning about a parasitic infection that is spreading quickly across the country. 18 states, including Virginia, are now seeing cases. A potentially dangerous stomach bug has been traced to produce and water. ABC's Armando Garcia has the details.
Health officials are warning cases of a parasitic infection known as cyclosporiasis are large and growing. Michigan's health officials consider it an outbreak in the state, with over 570 confirmed cases, well over the average of 50 cases a year. But cases are also spreading nationwide. The CDC monitoring nearly 150 cases in 17 other states since May 1st. Doctors say the parasite is found in stool that can contaminate drinking water, fresh veggies, and produce like leafy greens and cilantro products. But the source of this outbreak has not been identified. At least 20 people have been hospitalized.
This is a parasitic infection that causes what we call severe gastroenteritis. That's that severe form of food poisoning, the nausea, the vomiting, the diarrhea. And what leads people to the emergency room is the complication of profound dehydration that comes as a result of this.
Health officials say that unlike typical food poisoning, symptoms caused by cyclosporiasis do not improve over a few days, can last up to a month, and can relapse. Symptoms can develop up to 2 weeks after coming into contact with the parasite. Treatment for infection often include antibiotics, supportive care, and staying hydrated, with additional testing sometimes needed to identify these cases.
Symptoms can be pretty debilitating, including that explosive diarrhea. What's particularly scary about this parasite, Cyclospora, is you can't see or smell or taste it.
Health experts are urging people to properly clean their food, even if it says it's pre-washed, avoid drinking the water when swimming, and to frequently wash their hands with soap and water.
Well, so far, our local and federal authorities have not been able to find a connection between all of these cases, but they're urging people to report any symptoms they develop to their doctors. Armando Garcia.
Y'all feel me? Hey, Trina, what's going on, love? Nice to see you, boo. So, y'all, yeah, that's all I'm saying. Just be careful. Don't ignore washing your hands. They sell, I saw at Walmart the other day, and it's probably, all this is biochemical warfare, along with the worm in the cows. Yeah. It's been going on, Trina. I understand. It's been one contamination after another, right? And so, and I'm not meaning to alarm anyone, but I do want to reiterate the importance of simply washing your hands. And when you come in from the grocery store, from the mall, from going to a nursery to pick up some flowers for your front porch, when you go to Home Depot, whatever, when you come in the house, wash your hands, wash your face, and wash out your mouth. For those that don't buy mouthwash, get that Listerine. It's nasty, yes, I know, but that's why it works, because it's nasty. Get that bottle of Listerine. Wash your mouth out, because the spittle, when we talk, it's there, y'all. It's there. Dead ass. When Corona was in its hyper stage, they were doing exercises, and they were showing when people talk how far our spittle goes. When people cough, our cough can spew 6 feet. And can y'all imagine what that gets on? And so that's why they said, don't cough in your hand, cough in your clothes, so that your germs stay on you. You know what I'm saying? Yes. Hey, Miss Wilson, good morning. Trina says yes. Bird flu, H1N1, yes. COVID, yes. Trina says the people who go in the grocery store and pick off the grapes and eat them. I said that, Trina. I said that before you came in the chat. I said it's not safe to do that no more. And Trina said they're going to fuck around and find out. Dead ass. And that's what I'm trying, I'm doing my part to help us understand that certain things that we used to be able to do, we just can't anymore. Because it is so much out there that is compromising our health, that what our bodies used to be able to fight off, we can't anymore. We just can't. And we've gotten older. Right? There's some spring chickens in our chats and on our pages and that sort of thing. And it's our job to let them know. First thing you need to do is get this age. So you can say what you want to about my age, but I'm here, love. I'm here. Get here. Right? Secondly, when you get to my age, you'll find out how hard it really is. You'll find out. I don't know why that didn't come on in the comments, because you didn't. Okay. Trina says, this is why I don't. Hold on. Trina, you know how YouTube is, because I don't have any words, restrictions. So I don't know why this didn't come in, but it's on my phone. So it says, this is why I don't taste the fruit, because these spitty finger folks be tasting it. I know that, licking on it, coughing on it, all of that. Trina, Lisa says, yes, I do that and carry plenty of hand sanitizer. I spray my clothes with Lysol before I go out. You have to. I know a woman who still wears a mask and gloves. You know what I mean? She does it for her own health reasons. You know what I mean? But shit, I ain't mad at her. Trina says, soak your fruit in a little bit of baking soda and vinegar. Yes. Anything. Rinse it really good. Let it dry. Rinse it again. Here's the other thing. When you buy that pineapple, a lot of people think that because it's in this thick shell, right? What's on the inside must be good. Well, when you get a pineapple, y'all listen to me and listen to me good. When you get a pineapple, you take a bowl, you put baking soda and vinegar in it, mix it up. You have you a brush that you only use for preparing food, and you brush that pineapple shell. Brush it. Brush it good. Brush it vigorously. Rinse it off and do it again. Let it sit for a while. Make sure it gets down in the green leafy part that's at the top of the pineapple. Make sure it does that too. Get in there. Let it sit for a minute and then rinse it off. And you make sure you clean your brush off as well. There are microscopic bugs that we cannot see that is on that skin. The grocery stores do what they can to rinse it off. They have those timed sprayers that come, but do we know are they putting the antibacterial liquids or fluids inside the sprayers so that our food is being, decontaminated? No, we don't know that. All we know is that it's a liquid being sprayed on it. Do you want to eat that too? No. So please, vigorously wash your fruit, even if you're not going to eat what's on the outside. You're still touching it. You're still handling it. And cross-contamination is real. Or lime juice, lemon juice, yes. The acidic properties in the lime or lemon juice will help decontaminate your food as well. It's a lot, y'all, but isn't our lives worth it? Our lives is worth it, y'all. not being sick is worth it. It just, we got to do what we got to do. So like I was saying about Walmart carrying the spray bottles of hydrogen peroxide. I saw it the other day. It's the most beautiful thing I've ever seen. Because even though I would pour mine in the spray bottle anyway, now, you know, when it came in just the jar, the bottle, now they sell it already ready with a spray, right? Keep that in your car. Keep it. It's a small bottle, so you can keep it in your purse. Spray your door handles to your cars before you touch them. It's a lot, y'all, I know, but it is very necessary. I am not a conspiracy theorist. I'm a realist. Prime example. One day, I parked my husband's truck a few years ago. And me and my daughter, we go on into Walmart. We come out. I touch my door handle, and somebody had put gum under my door handle. This is a true fucking fact, y'all. This is facts. This is facts. Somebody had put gum under where you have to put your fingers under there to pull the door handle out in order to open your door. Yes, somebody, some nasty stinking bitch, whether it's a male or a female, had chewed up some gum and put that shit under my door handle. I don't know who the fuck it was. I don't know why the fuck they did it. But I was like, I stood there and threw up. And it had just happened. It hadn't even dried yet. So that out of somebody's mouth was on my hand. I was utterly disgusted. Utterly disgusted. My daughter got in, got the bottle of hand sanitizer, poured it all over my damn hand. I was disgusted. Good morning, Sunflower. Thank you for joining us, boo. I was utterly disgusted, y'all. There are people, you don't know who they are. You don't know where they are. You don't know why they are. But some people think it's the funniest shit. They like the practical jokes of it all. It could be some bitch that's just don't like you for whatever reason. It could be some nigga that's mad at you, whatever reason. But that's what happened to me, y'all. Trina says, so we need to clean this fruit before storing it in the fridge because the parasites may affect the other groceries in the fridge. Facts. That's a fact, y'all. That's a fact. Trina said, I am a conspiracy theorist for real. Shit. I know that's right, well. I mean, to each his own. If that's what helps everybody protect themselves, believe whatever you need to believe. Hey, Nicole, what's up, boo? Thank you for being here, babe. But y'all, yes, we've got to take that extra step to protect ourselves. We need to take that extra step. I'm going to play this video one more time because a few more people have come in. And then everybody else that come in, they got to catch the replay. But I'm going to play it one more time. Bear with me.
Infection that is spreading quickly across the country. 18 states, including Virginia, are now seeing cases. A potentially dangerous stomach bug has been traced to produce and water. ABC's Armando Garcia has the details.
Health officials are warning cases of a parasitic infection known as cyclosporiasis are large and growing. Michigan's health officials consider it an outbreak in the state, with over 570 confirmed cases, well over the average of 50 cases a year. But cases are also spreading nationwide. The CDC monitoring nearly 150 cases in 17 other states since May 1st. Doctors say the parasite is found in stool that can contaminate drinking water, fresh veggies, and produce like leafy greens and cilantro products. But the source of this outbreak has not been identified. At least 20 people have been hospitalized.
This is a parasitic infection that causes what we call severe gastroenteritis. That's that severe form of food poisoning, the nausea, the vomiting, the diarrhea. And what leads people to the emergency room is the complication of profound dehydration that comes as a result of this.
Health officials say that unlike typical food poisoning, symptoms caused by cyclosporiasis do not improve over a few days, can last up to a month, and can relapse. Symptoms can develop up to 2 weeks after coming into contact with the parasite. Treatment for infection often include antibiotics, supportive care, and staying hydrated, with additional testing sometimes needed to identify these cases.
Symptoms can be pretty debilitating, including that explosive diarrhea. What's particularly scary about this parasite, Cyclospora, is you can't see or smell or taste it.
Health experts are urging people to properly clean their food, even if it says it's pre-washed, avoid drinking the water when swimming, and to frequently wash their hands with soap and water.
Well, so far, local and federal authorities have not been able to find a connection between all of these cases, but they're urging people to report any symptoms they develop to their doctors.
I'm with you on that, Trina. How in the hell did stool get in our drinking water? And what drinking water? Surely not the bottled water we buy. I know you fucking lying. I know that's right, Trina. So what I am going to suggest to everybody, they have, and yeah, we got to spend a couple of dollars. But again, is our health not worth it? Get you the filters that you literally put on your faucet. I'm going out this weekend to get some. You can literally put the Brita filter on your faucet. It will filter it out. You can buy the Kool-Aid pitchers that have the filter in the top of it. And it'll filter it as you pour it. You can buy the kind of Brita Kool-Aid jug that it will filter it as you fill it up, and then it'll go over to the other side and you filter it. It'll filter it as you pour it out. Like, it's crazy. It is. Yes, Nicole, stool from these animals are getting into everything. Yeah, we're going to have to boil our air in a minute, Trina, in order to breathe properly, right? Like, it's crazy. Oh, and as far as the air is concerned, guys, listen. Y'all can go on Amazon and y'all can buy air purifiers. Good morning, Miss Linda. Hey, sis. That's my little sis right there, y'all. She be so busy, we don't even get to talk no more. But you better make some time for me, because big sis feeling some type of way, Miss Linda. But yes, y'all, go on Amazon. They have room purifiers, room air purifiers. They range in prices according to your budget, according to the size of the room that you may need. Trina said, I need 5, 6, 7 blunts. I know that's right, boo. Hey, Gwen, thank you for joining us, boo. But yeah, y'all can go on Amazon. And if you aren't subscribed to Amazon, subscribe, because you can get a lot of things off of Amazon that will be worth the money if you buy it in bulk. Y'all understand what I'm saying? And so those who receive any kind of public assistance, you'll get your Prime subscription for a fraction of the price, right? And therefore you get the delivery date sooner, and you have other price it drops according to that subscription. I'm not quite sure. You'd have to look it up when you go to Amazon. But there are air purifiers. There are Brita or some other kind of attachment that you can put on your faucet to filter that water. That water is what we cook with. That water is what we make Kool-Aid with or other frozen beverages. Yes, ma'am, Sunflower. It'll cost, but it pays for itself in the end. It does. You will find that dry cough that you have, it'll go away. You can also, if you don't have the money to buy the air purifiers or the air dehumidifiers or humidifiers, you could just boil a pot of water on the stove. And when that water is hot, bring it in the room where you are. And as long as it's steaming, it's putting moisture in the air, which will stop that dry throat that we have sometimes. We got to take the extra step, y'all. We have to. And I know it's a lot, but it's worth it. Another thing that can be free for some people is when you're getting ready to take a bath or take a shower, let that hot water build up, the steam build up in your bathroom. Close the door and just sit there and take in that steam. That moisture will get in your nasal passages and it will help moisturize what is dry. And you can blow your nose, you can spit it out, all of that. Yes, Gretchen, old remedies. You could tell what I was raised by, baby. Yes. This is all stuff that's free. If you can't afford the filters to attach to your faucets, boil your water before you cook with it. Boil it. Even if you're about to boil some eggs, boil that water first. And you'll see all of the minerals and stuff collecting on the side of your pan. You're going to have to spend $2 on a package of filters, coffee filters, and pour that water using those filters into another pot. And then you can boil your macaroni noodles. You can boil your spaghetti strings. You can boil your lasagna noodles, and you don't have to worry about what you're boiling into that pasta. It's a lot, y'all. I know it is, but we got to do it. It's some nasty, corroded, disgusting, just maniacal people out there, and we've got to protect ourselves. You can also run it through a coffee maker. Yes, ma'am, Gretchen. Yes, you can. Y'all can go to Family Dollar, get a cheap-ass coffee maker. If this is the only reason why you're going to use it, if you're not a coffee drinker or not a tea drinker, you can simply use it to purify your water. How about that? Get you a Kool-Aid mug from Family Dollar, and pour that water that you've ran through the coffee maker in your Kool-Aid pitcher to make your Kool-Aid, to make your lemonade, your iced tea. Absolutely. We got to do it. We have to do it. So we don't only got to protect ourselves. Hey, Smiley. We don't only have to protect ourselves against people of the world and protect our peace and protect our ears and our eyes. We don't only have to do that. We've got to protect ourselves against the air, the water, and the food that we buy in the grocery store. Absolutely have to. It's sad, but that's what we got to do. We absolutely have to. Anybody got any other suggestions before I move on, or anything else to say before I move on to the next part of my life. Gretchen says, I came up boiling water for a bath until I became a teenager. A lot of people did, Gretchen, especially if you lived in the South. When we moved from New York, when my aunt married her dude and his mother passed and left him the house and the land that it was on, we moved from New York down south. And I was there from 6th grade until I was 17 years old when I left. For a moment of time, the house was being renovated and upgraded because his mother was the great granddaughter of slaves. This is in Alabama. And so y'all know that those dark times lasted longer in the South than they did up north. And so her house had to be renovated, brought up to code, so to speak, brought up to updated, simply updated. And so, yeah, for a minute, we had to do that because the pipes were so old that the water was yellow. We had to boil it. We couldn't take baths in that. We couldn't take showers in that. Our skin, in case people don't know, our skin is our largest living organ. Our skin. Our skin is working every day, all day, even while we sleep. It's absorbing everything it touches and everything that's in its environment, including the air and the particles that are in the air. So when you're taking a shower, the water that you're bathing with, your skin is absorbing that. And that's how a lot of people get sick as well. They don't understand it, but it's a fact. And so, yeah, we had to boil water too, Gretchen, for a little bit until the house was finished getting upgraded. Infrastructure and everything else. Absolutely. Smiley says, Trina, soak your fruit and veggies in baking soda water to remove all the bad things from them. Yep, Smiley. It's maybe you don't see it in the comments. You came in kind of late, baby. But yeah, Trina suggested the very same thing that you're suggesting to Trina. I love that. Yes. It's a lot, y'all, but it's worth it because if y'all think that just a regular stomach virus of some not properly cooked food hurts, imagine having to deal with this. Imagine that. Salt water helps. Yes, it does. Yes, it does. Give me a second, guys. I need to turn this air on. The house is heating up because it's getting hotter outside. I got to close my windows. Give me a second, guys. Okay, I'm back. Smiley says, yes, I'm late. I really miss having my own garden. I have too many deer and other animals that eat it. Oh, Smiley. Listen, when we first got here, first moved over here, I said, yes, I can put the pumpkins out in the fall. You know what I mean? I can do all that. This is going to be great. Loving it. Man, come outside that morning after putting those pumpkins out. The squirrels done ate through them. The rabbits done ate through them. Right? Yeah, absolutely. I'm like, oh, crap. Can't do that. So that's when I started going to Hobby Lobby, buying the pumpkins and that sort of thing, right? Okay, but then I'm like, okay, but in the spring, I could buy the real pretty flowers and color coordinate everything and put the flower pots on my front porch and make it look really cute, pretty, and all that. Yeah, the rabbits was coming eating my flowers. They eat the bulbs right off my flowers. So I said, okay, Hobby Lobby, now I got to make fake flower arrangements in order to adorn my front porch. Smiley, so I understand exactly what you're saying. Exactly what you're saying. Linda said also protect your mental and also pray, not just yourselves, but not just for yourselves, but for someone else, because there's always something going on in this evil world. Absolutely, Linda. I said that. I said we don't only have to protect ourselves against people, but we've got to protect ourselves against the people that are deliberately contaminating our environment and the things that we need to sustain ourselves, such as drinking water and food. And they go right to the vegetables because they know what people do, you know. And we just have to do it a lot more vigorously. You got to take those fresh greens and you got to soak them in that baking soda and in that vinegar or in lemon and lime. You got to soak them. You got to let that stuff lift up off the greens, lift up off of whatever. You got to let it soak. Rinse it off, scrub them like you scrubbing a washcloth, like you're scrubbing a sock or something. Scrub it against each other. Rinse it off really good. Yeah, we got to do that. We really got to do that. It's unfortunate, but we got to do what we got to do. So I'm sure I want to move on to my next subject here. And I'm sure that we have all seen the story about Mr. Nolan Wells. I'm sure that we've all seen the story about Mr. Nolan Wells, right? And so, and for those that may not know, this is the young man I'm talking about. This young man left home. He lives in Mississippi. Good morning, Dobie. And he left and went on a trip with his buddies. With these guys. Those are a few of his buddies. Yeah, went on a trip. And by the end of that trip, his buddies returned home. But Nolan didn't. Not alive. Nope, not alive. Now, I don't know what is it going to take. Maybe an act of God for people, one, to realize right now in society, in today's society climate, with today's issues, locally or abroad, it might not be such a good idea to be leaving the States. Let me put it that way. Might not be such a good damn idea. That's number one. Number two, with what's going on in today's society's climate, you might want to be a little more careful about who the hell you call your friend. You might want to be a little more careful about who you call your friend. Have y'all been through some stuff? Because if y'all ain't never been through some stuff, I don't know if that's your friend or not. Have you helped that friend out in a tight spot? Have your friend helped you out in a tight spot? Hey, Nate, what's going on, Nisi Poo? Hope everything is okay and you doing good. Hold on, we got something to celebrate here, y'all. Nate says, hey, Auntie in chat, good morning. I'm working, but I'm here. Auntie, last time I was here, I got my master's in criminal justice, but as of July 3rd, I have officially been accepted into law school. Stop playing with our girl. Stop playing. Yes. Congratulations, boo. Yes, congratulations. That's what I'm talking about. But yes, if you've never been through something with somebody, if they've never helped you out of a tight spot, corrected you when you were wrong, held you accountable, if you've never had to do the same thing to them, held them accountable, if they've never helped you dry a tear, been there in your darkest times, as well as the good time. Because see, it's easy for folks to show up when everything is good. It's easy for folks to show up when it's a party. But where are they when you're sad? Where are they when you're angry? Where are they when you're mad? Are they helping you to work through it? Or are they encouraging you to keep the bullshit going? Are they supporting you in whatever your decision is? Or are they goading you to make some shit worse than what it already is? What kind of friends do you really have? Huh? Do your parents know one another? And I mean know one another. If your parents aren't here anymore, do your children know each other? What kind of conversations have you guys beefed about? Are you allowed to have your own individual opinion? Or do they get angry with you when you don't agree with them? Because that ain't your friend if that's the case. If the person that you're speaking with that you want to consider your friend gets angry with you, and I mean angry, not, okay, dude, I see what you're feeling. I see how you feel about that. That's cool. But angry, I'm talking about mad at you because you don't agree with what they're saying. That's not your friend. If it always has to go their way, that's not your friend. If your friend has done something wrong, but they expect for you to pick up the phone and call them, that's not your friend. But Nolan thought these people were his friends. And they had an argument along the shoreline on the beach. It's clearly in all the videos that I've listened to. There's an argument going on. And by the end of this friend trip, Nolan is nowhere to be found. But these friends of his has his cell phone. And when they make it back to the States and they're questioned by the authorities. Well, they tell the authorities, well, Nolan said he wanted to stay back. He had met him some people that he wanted to stay back and party with. I'm sorry, y'all. What is the oldest oath in the world when it comes to friends hanging out? Anybody know? I'm going to give it a minute, see if y'all following me. What's the oldest oath, unspoken rule when you're hanging out with your friends? We go together, we leave together. That's right. That's right. That's right. That's right. Linda said, one leave, we all leave. That's right. Same thing. Different words. Same thing. That's right. That's right. You got it, Trina. We all leave together. That's right. We came here together. We going home together. Man, what I'm gonna tell your mama? We show up and you ain't there. Bro, we all got to go. We got to go. We gotta go. We gotta go. That's it. That's all. You could be mad. Nobody left behind. That's right. Nobody. Nobody. Don't matter how the cookie crumble. It's all left with crumbs, right? So it don't matter how we put it. We all saying the same damn thing. Right? Gretchen says, I heard that one of the kids' daddy is a judge. Yeah. Oh, I hadn't heard that, but okay. Okay. So the media wants to say that his so-called friends are cooperating. Well, what the hell is there to cooperate with when all they're saying is, we don't know. He said he wanted to stay, so he stayed. We couldn't make him come. But here's his cell phone. Why? Tell me what young, red-blooded American is going to be anywhere willingly without their cell phone. Like, really? And then that's a good point, Gretchen, that they've all lawyered up. Why? If y'all ain't did nothing wrong, why y'all got lawyers? Why y'all got lawyers if you haven't done a damn thing wrong? Seriously. And here's the number one thing. Why didn't he tell his mother he was staying? Huh? Why didn't he tell his mother that he was staying? That makes no sense to me. He's sending her pictures, but he don't have that one conversation with his mother to say, hey, Mom, you know, my three buddies here, they're coming back. But yeah, don't look for me. I'm not coming right now. I met a couple of strangers over here, and yeah, I'm going to stay a little bit longer. But they got my cell phone, though. I'm going to give my cell phone to them, and I'll be home when I get home. Who the hell these people think they playing with? Sunflower says, this is starting to be an issue with friends' trips out of the country and somebody not coming back home. Starting to, Sunflower? Starting to? How long has it been since Shanquilla Robinson? How long? Oh, baby, this been going on. You know what I mean? Absolutely, Linda. Linda said, I smell BS. No one goes somewhere without their phone, especially these young people. Especially these young people. Especially when he's using it to send footage back to his mother. I smell BS too. Absolutely, Sunflower says, that sounds like a lie those friends came up with. Absolutely. Absolutely. But I wonder if anyone has uttered the words to law enforcement, why didn't he tell his mother? Or if the mother even said, why didn't he tell me? He would have told me that. Exactly. Trina says, Shanquilla, Kanika, the cell phone's always a sign of BS. Absolutely. Yes, Gretchen, their life is on their phones. Their life is on their phones. Y'all can go out to dinner. They still on their phones. They don't mean no harm, and they don't mean no disrespect or no love lost, but they on their phone. That's just where their attention is. And the mother knew her son. Absolutely. Smiley says, judging by the picture, I'm willing to bet nothing will come from it. There will be no investigation or charges. Sunflower says he wouldn't have gave his phone to them, and the cops should know that. I hate when they play dumb. It's so disturbing, Sunflower. It really is disturbing when they play stupid. And they come and they play in our face like, well, nothing to see here. You a lie. But let me play this recording. It's from D.L. Hughley.
I'm Janaba.
Black people have got to stop hanging out with groups of white people.
Breaking news coming out of Mississippi. It has now been confirmed that a young man who went missing on July 4th while partying with friends on an island has been confirmed to be 18-year-old Nolan Wells. Around 2 p.m. today, Wells' mother would confirm the unfortunate news with a post on her Facebook account. I want to thank our family, friends, community, United Cajun Navy, local law enforcement, and everyone involved for all the love, support, resources over the last few days. His father, our family, friends, and I are absolutely devastated. I'm heartbroken for my sweet son, who was always willing to cheer and uplift others. Nolan was a special soul. God took his time creating our son. I ask that you please give me and my family time to grieve. Now, for those who haven't been following, the story starts on July 4th on an island in Mississippi called Horn Island, where a group of teens and young adults look to have hung out on the remote island's beachfront, a part of the day celebration. Now, according to reports, a black teen by the name of Nolan Wells wouldn't end up coming home that day and was reportedly last seen around 3 p.m. on the island. His mother would first let her followers know when Nolan first went missing. Please be on the lookout for Nolan. Last seen was west tip north side of Horn Island today around 3 p.m., wearing blue shorts and sunglasses. It's unclear if he made it back on land. Please message me if you have seen him or have any information about his whereabouts at or after 4 p.m. Now, as the days continued, authorities would continue their search all the way up to Monday morning at 8:45 p.m. when a body that reportedly washed ashore was found by a park ranger on the west point of the island. Now, what has angered many who have been following are the questions. What happened to Nolan, and why did his group of friends, seen pictured here, leave him if they came together? Now, part of this unfortunate story, race appears to be a large part of the conversation, as many are pointing out that Wells looks to have been the only black person in his friend group. D.L. Hughley would take to a social media page to share an update on Nolan's body being found before it was identified. And he would sound off by zeroing in on Nolan's friends, who, according to reports, have not provided any key information. Hughley would go on to say, they don't remember anything, fuck out of here. And why are they not in custody? Now, as mentioned, it is unclear as to what took place at the time, but many black users would take to social media and express their reaction and speculation to the news.
My mama always told me, if you the only birthday candle at the birthday party, you not there for the birthday party, you there to be depressing. Huh? Nolan Wells and this whole entire thing down there in Mississippi look fishy. One of the boys' mama is a judge down there. Don't nobody know what happened.
We have to stop putting our kids in these sporting events, in these schools, in these environments where they are the anomaly. We have to stop doing it. Okay, you want your child to have the best education, the best experiences, the best everything. Yes, but they also need to be around their own culture. They need to.
Black people have got to stop hanging out with groups of white people. And I mean that. If you're going to be the only black person in that group, go home. Go home. Because these days, you just can't trust white people anymore. Obviously. It happens time and time and time again. You see one black person hanging out with their group of white friends, and they're like, "Oh, I've known these guys for forever. We grew up with them. I'm the only black person in the high school," or something like that. Especially down here in the South, okay? Down here in the South. Obviously, we realize that these pieces of crap, the white people, will turn on you. They will turn on you quick.
And I'm sorry, but the whole, well, I thought he got on another boat. I didn't realize he was missing. Yeah, that's not sitting right with me, because what do you mean you let your friend just get on a random ass fucking boat? And everybody's in the comments like, oh, well, we boat hop. This is normal. This is normal. Nobody thought to go with them. And if it was 4th of July weekend and people were drinking and you saw that your friend was drinking, may or may not have been drinking, why would you allow him to get on a boat if you weren't with them? And don't get me wrong, I've been on a boat. I know self-service is shit. Most people leave their phone on dry land because, shit be flipping over. But if he was getting on another boat and you knew that there was no other way to contact him, again, why would you not get on the same fucking boat? And it'd be different and all the boats were just docked in one little area and you guys were just swimming and, you saw in and out. But again, this just is not sitting right. And then y'all didn't realize he was missing until it was time for you guys to go home. Like, y'all didn't sit here and think, oh, well, shit, where is he? Where could he have been? Why is he not back yet? We're taking shots and he's not here to take shots with. Where's my boy at? Like, y'all don't sit here and ask these kind of questions. Like, there's a rule. If you came with me, you're leaving with me. Like, I brought you here. I'm taking you home. You guys don't live by that shit?
Popular opinion, right? That young man, Nolan Wells, yeah, he was taken out by those white boys. Because who the fuck else would have done it? Like, there's one black boy on a boat with all white people, and the black boy is the only one that goes missing or ends up dead. This has happened so many times over the course of a decade. Black people will be the only ones in the room or on a boat with white people, and they always somehow seem to end up dead or in the water. And to the people, it's always the white people who do this shit. They want black people to be oblivious to the lynchings and the killings and the racism that happens to black people. They always want us to be oblivious and not make it a race thing when it is clear as day that it is always going to be a race thing. That boy was killed by those white people. The only issue is that living in this country that we live in, it's going to be hard for them to be prosecuted.
So let me get this right. Nolan Wells, an 18-year-old kid, goes missing at Horn Lake. And all y'all want to talk about is how, oh man, you're the black kid, don't go out with nothing but whites. Y'all somehow turn this incident into a racism controversy. Yet again, y'all have sick, disgusting comments in every comment section, while this mother and this father and these friends that went out on this boat are losing their shit because this boy's missing. Yet y'all want to stay in the comment section and talk about, oh man, he should have knew better. He shouldn't have done that. Why? Because he grew up with them his entire life? They're best friends? It really triggers me how this world is just totally incompetent to just sit there and look. Every time there's a black person and a white person involved in something or something happens, it strictly goes to racism. That's your number one output right now. While a mother and father are sitting at home wondering what happened to their child.
Now,
I don't know what's wrong with old dude there, but that's exactly why it goes straight to race. Because of the circumstances. Are you kidding me, sir? Are you kidding me, sir? There's nothing disgusting about it besides the fact that these supposedly best friends left him there. They left him there. And I don't know who this was in my chat talking somebody named Leslie whoever. Okay, Leslie Rivera. I appreciate you commenting. But let me just say this, Leslie. If they said get in the effing boat, why did they leave before he got in the effing boat? Why did they leave? That's the part. That's the part. They still left without him, Leslie. That's number one. Number two, now some people are trying to create that he got on another boat and that's where it happened at. Well, if he got on another boat, why was he found in the damn water? And if he got on another boat, why didn't he make it home? And what other boat was it? Why aren't they talking to the people that was there? Why are they only talking to these friends that went on the trip with him? Why aren't they talking to everybody that was out there to get witness statements and that sort of thing? Why aren't they doing that? Why aren't they doing that? And why the hell y'all got his cell phone? Why would he get on another boat, even if that's what he did, without his cell phone? Leslie, can you tell me that? Can you answer why, Nolan? Did you hear that in the video? Did you hear him screaming, "Here, take my phone"? Did you hear that? Because I didn't hear that. And I certainly didn't hear "get in the effing boat." No, I didn't. Hey, Highest Point. Highest Point says, Sean B. in chat. These are accidental scenarios being created to cover up modern day lynching. I wouldn't be surprised if they say Nolan was drinking and fell into the water and drowned. They've already said that, love. They've already said that, Highest Point. They've already said it. And so now the family is skeptical of the autopsy. Because again, this is Mississippi. That coroner or medical examiner is going to say what he or she is told to say. Period. That's what's going to happen. That's what's going to happen. Nay, that's what they do. First thing they want to say is, it's not a racial thing. Okay, then why didn't one of the white boys end up left behind? I'll wait. It wasn't a racial thing with Shanquilla Robinson because she was with all her black friends. That was a friend situation. But with this, it's a friend situation and it's a racial thing. Why one of the white dudes wasn't left behind? Absolutely, Gretchen. And I hold no apologies for what I'm saying. This is my opinion and I'm standing on it. Standing on it. Every time something happens with a black person and they're with white people, the first thing they want to say is, this wasn't a racial thing. What? Sometimes it may not be. I don't believe this is one of them. I don't believe what happened in a whole bunch of them is one of those times. This here, it's going to go. It's going to go somewhere. I don't know where, but I can't wait to see where. I just can't wait. I can't wait to see what other people have to say. Let's see what this is saying.
"18-year-old Nolan Xavier Wells was last seen Saturday afternoon on the northwest tip end of Horn Island."
I heard he went to a different island. I heard that he swam out trying to catch another boat. I heard a lot of different things, but I don't know which one is true. But I need to know exactly what's the last thing people saw Nolan doing. It's going to make my job a lot easier. There were some people that thought he might have, wandered off into the middle of the island. Maybe they have that lake, but we sent people up there today, and if he was barefoot, there's no way he made it up there. There's cactuses and there's just a lot of thorny brush and whatnot. He would not have comfortably never have make it to the middle of the island. He probably would have turned around and went back toward the beach. If you were one of the group that was with him, or if you were on the island and you were there and saw anything, please don't be afraid to come forward and tell the authorities exactly what you know, no matter what you might think might be some consequences or whatnot. But it's very important right now in these critical moments.
He was last seen walking toward the water on a holiday weekend, surrounded by friends, surrounded by people, and somehow none of them can tell us exactly what happened next. A young man, an athlete, a son, gone in broad daylight on one of the busiest islands on the Gulf Coast. And the people who were closest to him in those final moments are the ones giving the fewest answers. How does someone vanish in front of a crowd and nobody sees a thing? Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. History now, more 4th of July, a day meant for cookouts, fireworks, boats on the water, the kind of day where nothing is supposed to go wrong. Nolan Xavier Wells, a young football player with his entire future ahead of him, traveled out to Horn Island with a group of friends. And here's something important to understand right away. Horn Island is not some hidden, deserted stretch of land. It's a popular barrier island off the Mississippi coast, part of the Gulf Islands National Seashore. On a normal weekend, it sees traffic. On a holiday weekend like the 4th of July, it's packed. Boats everywhere, people everywhere, music, coolers, crowds. This was not an isolated place where someone could disappear without witnesses. This was a crowded island filled with potential eyes, and that's where the first major question begins. If this island was so crowded, how is it that nobody has come forward with a clear, complete account of what happened to Nolan? Around 3 p.m. that afternoon, Nolan was last seen on the west tip of the northern side of the island. Blue swim trunks, no shirt, sunglasses on. That moment, captured in a photo, is the last confirmed image investigators have of him alive and accounted for. After that, everything goes quiet. No confirmed sightings, no verified timeline, no clear explanation of who he was with in those moments after the photo, or how the rest of that day unfolded. And that silence is what has unsettled so many people following this case. Because not long after Nolan failed to return home, his mother, Christine Wansley, began doing what every parent would do. She went public. She took to social media, pleading with anyone who had been on Horn Island that day to come forward. Photos, videos, anything, even the smallest detail. Then she revealed a detail that instantly shifted how people saw this case. At some point that day, Nolan became separated from his phone. That phone eventually made it back to his family in Mississippi. He did not. Let that sink in for a moment. His phone came home. He didn't. That's not a minor detail. That's the kind of detail that changes how people look at everything else. Did he leave it behind on purpose? Did someone else bring it back? Was he still with friends when that happened, or was he already alone? Right now, those answers haven't been made public. Once it became clear Nolan was missing, the Jackson County Sheriff's Department moved quickly. A command post was set up at the Lake Mars boat launch in Ocean Springs. Multiple agencies were called in. This wasn't treated like a routine disappearance. Search teams fanned out across Horn Island and the surrounding waters. Boats, rangers, deputies, volunteers. And yet, even with all of that manpower, days into the search, authorities still couldn't confirm the most basic fact of this case, whether Nolan is even still on that island at all. Think about that. A massive search, multiple agencies, and the answer to where he is remains completely unknown. So how does a search this large still come up empty? And more importantly, what happened in the hours after that last photo was taken?
I stopped it there because of, obviously this is before they found his body yesterday. Okay. Smiley says, I want to know how they said he went to a different island when they found his body where he was last seen. That's a good question, Smiley. That's a good question. Gretchen says, and I agree, they made a damn pact to say few words or say the same thing. I agree. Yeah. Gretchen says, I don't feel as they were really searching for him. I agree with you there too. Linda says, I believe it was a jealousy thing. I don't know. But I do know that yet again, we got another promising football player, another promising Black young man. Yet another one, right? Mm-hmm. Yet another one. Let me see. Trying to find something from some news stations. And not other bloggers. I want it from the news.
The Mississippi Gulf Coast turned into a desperate emergency response operation after the disappearance of 18-year-old Nolan Wells. Nolan and a group of friends went on an excursion to the popular island to celebrate Independence Day. But the atmosphere quickly shifted after friends noticed Nolan failed to return to the mainland as the sun began to set. Authorities said Nolan was last seen on the island at around 3 p.m. and did not return on the same boat as his group of friends. By midnight, his mother contacted the Jackson County Sheriff's Office and reported her son missing. Nolan's distraught mother pleaded for help on social media, sharing photos of her son wearing blue swim trunks and sunglasses, smiling on the boat and huddled around friends. The mom requested the help of the United Cajun Navy, a nonprofit organization that provides disaster relief. I'm Israel Salas Rodriguez, senior news reporter at the U.S. Sun. Thanks again for joining us. Make sure to click that like and subscribe button to stay tuned for more reports like this one. Joining us now is Josh Gill, the Cajun Navy's incident coordinator for the search and rescue for Nolan. Josh, thank you so much for joining us. Can you just introduce yourself to our audience?
Josh Gill. I'm from Louisiana. I'm the incident commander for the United Cajun Navy.
And how long have you been with the organization?
Been with the organization on and off since its inception. Really been instrumental in the role for a couple years now.
And shifting over to the Nolan Wells case, can you describe the water conditions surrounding Horn Island for those of us who are not familiar with the area?
Sure. So Horn Island's off the coast of Mississippi. I believe about 10 miles off the coast. It's a 144 square mile island. It's pretty big. It's a location that's in the Gulf of Mexico / Gulf of America, whichever nomenclature you want to use. It's a destination area for boaters, right? Fishermen, boaters, recreational boaters as well. July 4th weekend, the water wasn't extremely rough. It was a normal day. I'd say, light swells, maybe up to 1 foot. There is a pretty heavy tidal surge and tidal movement on that portion of the island where they were at. It's a pass between two islands, so there's increased tidal influence right there, along with wind and wave action.
Okay. And is the area popular during the holiday, during 4th of July weekend?
Extremely popular. All summer long, it's popular. Like I said, there'll be anywhere from a few hundred boats to it could be over 1,000.
And can the water conditions change at all when the sun begins to set around the area?
Sure. Conditions can change rapidly there. It's not exceptionally deep, which calls for the ability for conditions to change quickly.
Can you walk us through the timeline from the moment that Nolan was reported missing?
Sure. So to the best of my knowledge, again, I didn't get a call till that next day. As I appreciate, late that evening, Nolan was on the beach. The vessel that he came with left, and from there, we don't know what happened, right? Again, I'm just a volunteer, I'm running volunteer operations. I'm not law enforcement. So what happened really isn't what I'm looking for. What I look for a search is that last known location, and then specifics about the area or specifics about the person. Knowing that northwest corner of Horn Island was what we call the LKL, last known location. From there, we looked at the weather conditions, tidal conditions, wind conditions to come up with a plan, come up with a grid on what we could do. As within 30 to 45 minutes of when I got notification of him missing from the family and then from the mother, we had surface vessels, that's boats, that were in the area starting to search. We also had 2 drones that were in the air, as well as boots on the ground on the island doing a manual walk to look for Nolan there. That next day, yesterday, we had at daylight 4 vessels, 2 more people, as well as a fixed wing aircraft in the air that started 6:15-ish, 6:30.
And when Nolan's mom did reach out to you, what was her tone like? Did she give you any information that could help in the search?
Oh, absolutely. So, and again, you can understand the frantic. She was frantic. She wanted to know everything that was going on. And what we could do to provide resources, what we could do to help her find her son. I mean, that's issue number 1, find Nolan. But again, she was, with everything that was going on, Miss Christine was extremely calm when she was providing that information. And I asked some very tough questions. And I just wanted to make sure that, she understood all the questions that I ask are related to helping me find the location to search.
And when you and your team were on the ground, were you approached by any of maybe Nolan's friends that stayed in the area and that they provide any information to you guys?
It is an active and open investigation, so I'd rather not discuss the pieces and parts of who we had conversations with. I will say this is that I don't believe any of the friends stayed.
And what did you know about Nolan's disappearance when you first got that call? Did you know of anything beforehand?
Just basic information, stuff that I gathered off of social media, as well as information from the mother. Nothing that was super relevant to finding Nolan or to searching for Nolan. Just information that he got left on the island, left or he wasn't there, possibly, hopefully, and as we prayed that he may have made it onto another boat. So what we do is we gather information, right? We gather as much information as possible. We then blast it out to social media. We've got a huge following, and this one went extremely viral to ask for help. The more people that see something, they could possibly say something. So we actually, at the time of him being found, we had people in the air, we had boats on the water, we had boots on the ground, on land, on the mainland as well, looking in 3 different locations where people had said he may have been seen that day, that evening before, or that evening he came up missing. So we take into account everything, every tip, every, hey, go look here. We do that. We do it because we want to make sure we're providing all the resources that we possibly can, checking everything out, and letting the family know that, hey, every life matters to us. It doesn't matter race, creed, color, religion, nationality. I don't care. And they'll reach out to us through Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, whatever it is. We turn around, we utilize those platforms to help get the word out on whoever it is that's missing, right? So I'll start with a quick, true emotion, sincere. We put that out on multiple platforms, and then the tips start coming in. Here you go. Look, I'm not law enforcement. I'm a volunteer. It's a volunteer organization. You think, and a lot of times that helps us out. The one thing Israel is, the families. It's interesting because the families, I always ask the mom and the dad, because there's a lot of assumptions right now, And I think the general public, as well as the family, truly need to know what happened.
Well, I didn't hear him giving no details about finding him, so I'm mad I even clicked on that. But hold on one second. I'll get with you guys' comments. Okay, let me see what y'all saying up here. Gretchen says, I don't feel as they really search for him. Lady said, but lawyered up very fast, and the mom is a judge. Yep, we said that, lady. Linda says there's no excuse for all of this different scenarios. He came with people. It is their responsibility to bring him back home. And I'm tired of people keep saying why it's all about race. Shut up unless you have been placed in our shoes. I understand that. Gretchen says the 4th of July isn't for our race. We have to realize that, people. I will be so glad, Gretchen. I will be so glad. And let me just say this. When I was a younger adult, I celebrated the 4th of July like the best of them. Oh, I did. I did. But I wasn't woke then. I wasn't knowledgeable then of the race struggle that we were in. I wasn't. I was too busy being a single mama and just trying to get from day to day. I did not really watch the news. I mean, like, seriously, I wasn't into sports. I wasn't into a whole lot of stuff. I just was not. My TV in the morning was on educational stuff before the kids went to school, or cartoons before the kids went to school. And during the day, it was life on life's terms. You understand me? So I was not woke at the time. What's going on, Buttercup? And so, yeah, I celebrated the 4th of July like the best of them. Went out and naively spent all my money on new outfits and stuff for the kids, and contributed to the fireworks or whoever was going to pop them. And, yeah, I did all that dumb shit. I did. And nobody around me was doing anything different than I was. It was just par for the course at the time. At the time. But today, when I was a younger adult, all of this stuff wasn't happening to our Black people. When I was a young adult, it was the neighborhood stuff. Yes, I'm going to be so bold as to say it. It was black on black crime that was happening when I was a younger adult. As I got older, that's when the police brutality started. We got to keep it a bean here, y'all. So that's when I started to become woke. When the societal norms changed, I evolved with it. And that's when I said, yeah, nah, I'm done with the red, white, and blue. I'm done with the red, white, and blue. When I started having to, because the school curriculum had changed, I had to change with it. And I then made a conscious decision to make sure that Doobie was grasping and being taught, being instructed what was not being taught anymore, but it was when my other kids was in school. And so as I was teaching him, I was learning too. That research wasn't only for his benefit, it was for mine too. And so then my decisions on my household evolved with it. And that's when I made my first African flag. You understand me? That's when, even though Juneteenth in the city wasn't safe to be at because we had animals that wanted to bring their beef to the Juneteenth celebrations and put lives at risk, I said, well, we just gonna do it at home. And so that's what I did. And that's what I've been doing ever since. And so yeah, Gretchen, I totally agree. People need to come out of our Black people need to come out of celebrating 4th of July. It was never meant for us. It wasn't our celebration. Our Black men fought in that war and came home and were still segregated against, still treated with brutality, still dehumanized. So when the 4th of July came along, that had nothing to do with none of us. That was not when we became free. Nothing about it. It was still even in the Constitution that we were but a third of a human being when they enacted, celebrated the 4th of July. People need to educate themselves. A lot of people say, well, I grew up celebrating the 4th. I'm going to continue to celebrate the 4th. And that's your prerogative. That's your prerogative. Just put a little more thought into it. I'll put it that way. Let me see. Gretchen says, no, Sunflower says those boys knew he was deceased. We can say deceased over here, Sunflower. My page is 18 or older for mature audiences only. Those boys knew he was deceased before they came home. Just sickening. Gretchen says it's off the coast of Biloxi, Mississippi, out in the ocean. Yes, ma'am. That's what they said. Most people just hang out in Biloxi. As a mother, I have the right to know what's going on. Absolutely. Linda says, wow, the parents had to search for their own child, but America is for all people. Bullshit. Absolutely, Linda. Gretchen says, all the so-called friends deleted their social media pages as well. Yes, ma'am. Kind of jumping ahead, but yes, ma'am, they did. They sure did. Again, thank you for coming, Buttercup. Gretchen says, I wasn't either. I done the same. Thank you for that disclosure, for that transparency. I appreciate that, Gretchen. A lot of people won't admit that. Lady says it sure wasn't. It wasn't. Back then, it wasn't going. When we were young adults, those of us that are upper 40s, 50s, 60s, all this kind of stuff right here wasn't. It was happening, but it wasn't as prevalent as it is right now. Every time you turn on the damn news, a Black person has been shot and killed by the police or some other white person. And they're freaking getting away with it. Period. Every time you turn around, the ink is barely dry on what happened to another young man. And this happened to Nolan. That ink was barely dry when we were still talking about the young lady that was over in Tanzania with her white man. And what have we heard about it since? Okay, I rest my case. Gretchen says the only people when I was younger passed away from old age. There was only a few that were murdered by another person for something stupid. The young people don't care. It's a day that they can unalive one, they can kill one another. Mm-hmm. Buttercup says right. It's disgusting. Hey, Tutu, long time no see, babe. Stop being a stranger, boo. It's a fact, y'all. It really, really is. And I'm so sick and tired of it. I really, really am. I really, really am. So let me go right here.
The death of 18-year-old Nolan Wells, authorities recovering a body believed to be the teen. Investigators and volunteers from the Cajun Navy spent the weekend urgently searching for Wells after he vanished from Horn Island on July 4th.
Nolan Wells was on a boat. He left from a private dock area in the Ocean Springs area and proceeded with his friends to Horn Island.
Wells was visiting the barrier island 10 miles from the Gulf Coast, boating with friends, last seen about 3 p.m. Saturday.
They left and went back without Nolan. From what we understand, he chose to stay there.
Later that night, when he didn't return home, his mother reporting him missing to help. The Mississippi Community College wide receiver's suspected body was found in the water just off the shore. His mother writing his father.
Moments before his death, a toxicology report from the coroner's office is still pending. Guys?
That situation. We are definitely thinking of Nolan's family and just hope.
Cold-blooded demonstration. How in the hell, right, that Nolan left with these boys, and then all of a sudden he decided, hey man, I'm gonna stay on the island. They leave him on the island, but somehow they left with his phone. Out of everything else, I mean, like, look, the way that we use our phones nowadays and how important our phones are to us nowadays, you mean to tell me that this boy said, hey man, I'm gonna stay on the island, man. Y'all go ahead and go. Y'all take my phone with you. You see, how did they end up with his phone? And not only that, I mean, if they saying that, hey, check it out, you know, we wanted to leave and he wanted to stay, then who did he stay with? Right? Who is the people that he said, hey, look, I'm going to kick it with these people right here. Y'all going on back, man. I'm going to kick it. Where are those people? Where's the people that he chose to stay with? Where's the people that he was communicating with, laughing and giggling with when they left, when his homies left? Where are they? Are the police talking to them? Because the police ain't said nothing about them. All the police is talking about is what his friends had did and what they had said. You see what I'm saying? And according to reports, they are saying that, yeah, his friends is cooperating with authorities. But unless you call, well, we don't know where he's at, and, you know, he decided to stay back when we left, is that called cooperating with authorities? You see what I'm saying? I don't see that as cooperation. I see that as running the play, saying, hey, man, look, after we do what we do to this boy, man, when we go back to the land, we going to say, hey, man, he decided to stay back. You see, he decided to stay back, and shit, we just left. He told us we can go. Oh, but we got his phone, though. He left us with his phone. You see what I'm saying? And it makes me think, why did they want that phone? What was it about that phone that they had to have, right? And I guess they must have believed in their mind. You know, I'm making assumptions here. They had to believe in their mind when they had the phone that, damn, this phone can be tracked. You see what I'm saying? This phone right here is bouncing off phone towers. This phone is telling where this phone is snitching and saying, hey, look, his phone is over here. You see? So we got to turn the phone in now. We got to get that phone to authorities and say, hey, man, you know, he left us with his phone. Or was it something in the phone that they was trying to erase, but they couldn't get in it? They trying to put his codes in it. They couldn't get in it. So they couldn't erase what was in the phone. What I'm assuming is those pictures. And these are the pictures that I'm talking about. These pictures right here are the pictures that his mother posted on her Facebook. And I believe she doing this strategically. I believe she posting these pictures on her Facebook saying that, hey, look, these are the last people that my son was with. Check it out. You see what I'm saying? I believe she trying to tell the public, like, hey, look, check this out. This is who my son was with. You know, even though they saying that he stayed back, but didn't come home. And now all of a sudden they found my son and he's dead. And they are assuming that my son drowned. Like, how do you drown? Like, I'm talking about on an island. Like, how do you drown? You know, on the island, you know, there's no drop-offs or nothing like that. You can walk out to the water. And if he did drown, what about the people that he stayed with then? How come they are not coming forward and saying, hey, look, check this out. He got drunk and then he walked off into the deep end of the water. He was drowning and we just sat there and we watched him and we just let him drown because we didn't want to get in the water and save him. Like, how is it a mystery? You see what I'm saying? And how come the people that he was with, I got to reiterate this, how come they are not coming forward and saying anything? I don't believe that he stayed with somebody. Look, I got to be 100 with y'all. I do not believe that they left him behind and he said, look, I want to stay over here. Y'all go on here back to the mainland. I'm going to kick it over here. I don't believe that right there. That right there just don't sound right to me. But not only that, for the simple fact that here it is, this is close friends. We're close friends. You see what I'm saying? Hey, look, check this out, man. We finna go, bruh. Is you coming or what? You know what I mean? Nah, man, you can't stay here by yourself, man. We came together, we leave together. You know? I mean, that's how close friends do things. And if that's not the case, I mean, it looks suspicious that his close friends, I should say, his close friends, all of a sudden delete all their social media after they find his dead body. You see, before that, there was no deleting of the social media or none of that type of stuff, but they were silent. But now that they have found his body, now they deleting social media sites and all type of stuff. Why? This is my friend. Why I'm going to delete my social media site if my friend was found drowned? I'm going to be upset. I'm going to be emotionally disturbed. This is my friend. You're going to see pictures of me and him together. I'm not deleting my social media site. You're going to see me paying homage, tribute to my dead friend. You're going to see me posting pictures. I'm crying. Damn, man, this is my friend, bro. What happened? I told him to come with us. You see, I told him he should have stayed there. And if he did stay there, I'm going to be telling the police, hey, look, you need to go talk to Jenny. You need to go talk to Jeffrey, Brandon, and Seth. That's who he was with. He was with Seth. And I think Seth got mad because he was talking to Jenny. I'm going to be, hey, look, go talk to them. That's who he left with. But that ain't what they doing. They deleting their social media sites. Ain't said not one rest in peace. None of that. Ain't no, hey, condolences, man, to my homie, man. Damn, I lost a good friend. Ain't none of that type of stuff happening. These boys is acting suspicious. I gotta be 100. They ain't acting right. Friends don't act the way that they acting. Look, come on, y'all. If that happened to y'all, friend, what y'all gonna do? If you left your friend, you know what I'm saying, to a gathering or whatever, you know what I'm saying, and you left, say, hey man, we finna go on, man. You finna stay over here, okay, cool. And your friend end up dead. You gonna be mad. What you gonna do? You gonna be upset. You gonna be sad. You gonna have mixed emotions. You see? And if you believe in justice, you're gonna be at the police station saying, hey man, look, you need to go talk to. But they ain't doing that. They hiding. What do you have to hide is my question. Listen, I was taught like this. Don't suspect anybody, don't suspect anyone guilty, right? Unless they start acting guilty. And these boys right here acting guilty. They acting like they trying to hide something. They acting like, man, something happened, right? And they must have thought in their mind that, hey, man, we finna throw this boy in the ocean and they'll never find him. But they found him. And now they hide. They, we got to stick to the code, bro. We're all going to jail. We're all going to jail. Now, look, an autopsy hasn't been done. Well, an autopsy is being done right now. And I hope they don't say he was drunk because, of course, it's 4th of July. Them boys, come on now. Y'all know them white boys get hammered. You see, we call it, man. You know what I'm saying? I done got drunk, man. I done got sloppy. They get hammered. They get hammered. And so you can just imagine him. Yeah, they getting him hammered too. Hey, man, drink. You see? But like I said before, look, all that, he was drunk and, he walked into the water, or he was drunk and he fell off of the boat into the water and nobody went to go save him. You see? Because these are the type of games that people play. When that autopsy come back and they say, well, yeah, he was drinking. Oh, yeah, he was drinking. He fell off the boat. The water was too deep. We were drunk. We couldn't jump in the water to save him. And we just drove back to land. It was a mistake. Manslaughter, not first-degree murder. You see what I'm saying? But if they put their hands on him, if they choked him, if they stabbed him, if they did anything like that, it should show up in that autopsy. But you know what? I'm not sure because, once your body sit in that water for some time, it kind of deteriorates some things. So I don't know. I'm not a professional in that right there. So I don't know. But at the same time, what I do know is that this whole thing seems fishy. And not only that, y'all, there's a video that came out. And in this video, it's hard to see, but everybody is saying that Nolan is in that video and these guys are arguing. They are having a dispute. And somebody is saying, fuck you, you're not getting on that fucking boat. You see what I'm saying? So, did they tell the police about that? Because that videotape is out. Check it out. Y'all see what I'm saying? Did they tell the police all that? You see, all those people that was there, all those people. And you mean to tell me don't nobody know what happened to Nolan? All those people, y'all see them in their boats. Don't nobody know what happened to this young black boy that's sticking out like a sore thumb because he possibly was the only black boy there, possibly. So he got to stick out like a sore thumb. Ain't nobody know what's going on with Nolan? Nobody know what happened? Nobody know what happened after that argument? You see? And if they did leave him and he was the only, and they left him there, he's the only black boy there, ain't nobody watching this black boy. You see what I'm saying? Don't nobody know what happened to the black boy. All those people, and don't nobody know nothing. This boy right here just mysteriously come up missing, and they saying that he drowned. And don't nobody know nothing. Cold-blooded demonstration. Now, before I depart, allow me to say this right here. Especially for the brothers, right? Whenever you are with a group of friends or so-called friends that are from a different race, right? I don't care what race that is or what race they identify themselves with. If they are dogging you and treating you less than, and you are the butt of all the jokes, right? And they making you do things that you don't want to do, and they are making you uncomfortable, right? Racist jokes, pushing you, bullying you, and things like that. Those are not your friends. Those are not your friends. Get far away from them. They using you. You see, you just around laughing, giggling, thinking it's cool, and then you think that you have to put up with this stuff because you want to fit in with them. Those are not your friends. I'm here to tell you right now, those are not your friends, even though they seem cool sometimes. But at other times, they seem mean, nasty. Those are not your friends. Get away from them. Because your real friends, listen to me, your real friends, they would not leave you the way them boys left Nolan. Nah, bro, look, check this out, man. You don't even know nobody over here. Come on, man, you drunk, man. Get in the boat, man. We finna go. Nah, bro, you're not staying here by yourself, man. You drunk. Come on, man. I'm making you get in the boat. We brought you over here. We making sure you get back home safe. We not gonna leave you here. You see? No, come on. And then not only that, when you come up missing, your friends will be going crazy about you. Wait a minute, hold on, wait. He missing. Hey, look, the last person he was with, they gonna be telling, your friends will be telling everything to help the police, to help them search for you. You see, your friends will not be doing what these boys is doing, hiding. So that tells us the type of friendship that they had. Because if their friendship was solid, ain't no way in the hell that they will be deleting their social medias and things like that. They will be on the front line trying to find out what happened to Nolan.
Period.
But they ain't doing that. And the jury is out. And one thing we gotta understand, this is Mississippi.
Period.
And they protect their own down there.
Period.
This is hood educated, not.
I can't say that better myself. I cannot argue with a doggone thing Hood Educated said. And y'all go subscribe to Hood Educated. He cool as hell. He keeps it a beam 1,000%. 1,000%. Maybe out of 100, I have disagreed with him one time. I'm so serious. Hood Educated. He shows transparency. He used to be a banger. You know what I'm saying? But he's very transparent and things like that. He's a cool dude. I've been subscribed to him for years. Thank you, Miss Wilson, for sponsoring today's live. Thank you, boo. Thank you. So let me go backwards in the chat. Gretchen said, facts, mister. Yeah, mister is hood educated. Lady says, right, that's a friend. A friend gonna pick your butt up and put you in the boat. A friend is gonna fight you till you get in the boat, right? A friend would have stayed behind with him. But we certainly, there has been times when it was a few of us and two of the girls left and three of the girls stayed behind, you know, something like that. But we certainly never left one alone. Never, never, ever, ever, ever. And we never let someone leave alone. Absolutely not. Not happening. Nay said, and then leave? Exactly. Exactly. But Nay, if you cuss in my chat one more time, little girl, Auntie gonna have some words with you, boo boo. Kid, don't do that, boo. Gretchen says, looking like they should be witnesses to the arguing. That's what he was saying. Why aren't they over there talking to the people and getting witness statements to whatever it was that they saw? Y'all know why? Because they're going to act like they don't know how to get in contact with none of them people. And they probably don't. It was a free-for-all. You didn't have to buy a ticket. You didn't have to do none of that. All you had to do was just pull up. You know, that sort of thing. If people don't come forward, they may never know who all was out there. You know, so yeah. It's unfortunate. It really is. It's unfortunate. So Gretchen said, oh, you're talking to lady. Okay. Okay. Lisa says, 5 of my grands are biracial. One of them is Spanish. And we have them watching this and the Carmelo Anthony case. So we are explaining to them how this crazy world is. They don't spend time. They don't spend the night. I'm sorry. Nowhere but with us. I know that's right. Thank you, Gretchen, for loving this content. Thank you, boo. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Girl, you ain't delete nothing. That stuff's still in my chat. I can't even delete it either. It's telling me a error occurred. Linda says, I wish he would have hit record on his phone when they started arguing. So once the parents got the phone, proof of what really happened. You know what, boo? It's some of us out here, Miss Wilson, that just don't get it until it's too late. They just don't get it until it's too late. Sadly. You know what I mean? A lot of us, and I'm guilty of it too, we give people the benefit of the doubt, right? I'm going to trust you until you give me reason not to. Hey, Kay, what's going on, Kaylee? Thank you for joining us, boo. We do, and most of us are creatures of habit, right, Nate? I mean, Miss Linda, a lot of us are creatures of habit. However, that habit of mine is changing. It is, because I am often getting burned for giving the benefit of the doubt. You understand what I'm saying? In the last few months, I've been burned by people that I least expected it because I didn't do anything wrong to them. So why burn me? But we got to stop that. We literally have to go back to, you got to earn my friendship. Sorry, I ain't just giving it out no more. You got to show and prove. Y'all understand where I'm coming from. Y'all know what I'm talking about. Ain't no need to say it. But I've got to protect me because in the meanwhile, I'm getting hurt. Same thing that happened with Nolan. He gave the benefit of the doubt. They probably knew each other in school. There is no telling what's going on in the back of the minds with these other guys. There's no telling what kind of private conversations, when the animosity set up, if the animosity set up. And that's part of the problem. We just don't know. Was it an accident? And the judge mama is showing everybody how to get away with it without any kind of accountability? Nothing at all? Because that's the first thing they do is lawyer up. You can't question nothing. Y'all understand what I'm saying? It's like trying to prove something that didn't happen. How can you do that? You can't do that. It didn't happen. So how can you prove it? So if they don't say anything, you can't contradict it. You can't question it. You can't do anything. And judges know that. And people with common sense know it too. I taught my kids anything, anytime something happened, and you're faced with law enforcement, you tell them, I ain't got nothing to say till my mother get here. Period. I don't care if you're grown. I have nothing to say until my mother get here with a lawyer. Nothing. Take me where you gonna take me. I ain't got nothing to say. Because we have to start playing their game. We have to, y'all. We have to start playing their game. They make us earn their respect because they think that they're entitled to some shit. Well, we got to be entitled too. Within reason, y'all. Y'all follow me here. I'm talking about as far as friendships are concerned. If they think that they're entitled to loyalty, so are we. Well, the only way you gain loyalty is for a motherfucker to earn it. Well, make them earn it. That's it. That's all. You better believe it, lady. Yes, the lawyer is more than likely a friend of the family. One of the mamas is a damn judge. You feel me? And it's unfortunate that we have to be guarded this way, but we do. This day and age, in today's society, we not only have to guard ourselves against the food that we buy, the products that we clean with, what we spray in the air, what kind of gas we put in our car. We also have to guard against the people that we let in our space. Yes, you do. Wake up one day and find out that, he was never your friend. He was never your friend, sir. Lady, she was never your friend. She had animosity towards you from the beginning. That's why every time you turned around, it was a fucking issue. Sunflower, nope, he ain't your friend. Make him earn it. Drip, make him earn it. We're no longer options, y'all. Our feelings, our friendships, our heart, our compassion, our togetherness, our loyalty, our truth, all of that deserves an obligation. And if a mother ain't willing to reciprocate, they can't take it. You're not going to walk off with all of that from me, and you ain't giving me none. Period. Period. Whatever happened to this young man, we may never know. Drip said that part. I'm trying to tell you. We may never know. Nicole said 100. Trying to tell y'all. Tired of waking up one day finding out that a motherfucker really didn't give a fuck about me. Tired of that. And I want y'all to be tired of seeing it. I want y'all to be tired of hearing it. Dead ass. Tired of it. Stop giving it away for free. Whatever it is. Whatever it is. Stop giving it away for free. Unless it's a bottle of water for somebody that's out in the heat. Because that's what God expects you to do. If they're thirsty, you give them something to drink. Stop giving it away for free. Kaylin, I hope you hear me. Stop giving it away for free. We got lives out here to live, and we deserve to live them healthily. And that includes the people that we spend our time with, the people that we call a friend. Drip said, I ain't giving them no water. Stop that, Drip. A conversation occurred a few days ago over the weekend where a friend, a little sis of mine, said to me that if I had to make a choice between you or him, he'd have to hit the road because I value my friendship with you more than something that I ain't quite fucking sure about. Do you know what that did for our friendship in that moment? In that moment, I said, she and I are going to be friends from now on. Yes, we are. In that moment, and another motherfucker was mad as shit. I can't help that. But in that moment, see, that's somebody that's a friend, that's willing to let some other potential shit go. Y'all know why? Because I earned that friendship. I've proven who I am. Thank you, Kaylin. Kaylin said, yes, I'm listening and it's resonating with me. That's good, baby. Drip said, always and forever. It's, up and stuck, boo. Up and stuck. Period. So a whole lot of y'all ain't going no damn where. And frankly, it ain't nothing y'all can do about it. Nay, you ain't going nowhere. You ain't going nowhere, and I'll be glad when you're done with your schooling so you can come and visit. You ain't going nowhere, Niecy Pooh. That's a fact. Lady knows she ain't going nowhere. Nicole, you ain't going nowhere. Sunflower, you either. Smiley, you either. And you kiss them babies for me today. Give them a big, big hug. Gretchen, you ain't going nowhere at all. At all, at all, at all, at all. Miss Linda, you either. You and all your grandbabies. I don't care what color they are. We family, y'all. Because over here, we're sharing our heart and our soul. We're sharing. We're giving. There's a certain discernment within this right here. We can feel it. We can see it. When I'm fussing, y'all know I don't mean no harm. Y'all know I'm not. I'm coming from a place of love. I'm coming from a place of, I'm trying to share some shit with y'all that maybe y'all have never picked up. And I'm trying to share it with you. I've seen some stuff that maybe y'all haven't. Y'all have seen some stuff that I know I haven't. Gretchen, you know what I mean? From the youngest to the oldest, y'all done seen, share it. That's why we're here. That's why we're here. We're going to prove to YouTube and all the fucking naysayers that YouTube can indeed be a place where people can meet and form friendships and become family. We ain't got to be blood. I ain't asked you to be my relative. I said my friend. You becoming my friend, that means you become my family. I wish Nolan knew what that meant when it came to these people here. Hey, Healing and Justice. I don't recognize your name, but thank you for joining us. Good afternoon. Good afternoon. Sunflower said, I know that's right, Drip. Kay said, good morning, Drip. Nay said, I thank God for my spirit of discernment. I can feel when somebody not for me or don't have my back, and I cut you off. Simple. That's why I don't have many friends. The word is used too freely for me. You are so correct, Nay. It really is. See, I married the two words. The two words, one can't exist without the other. My friend is my family. So if that ain't what I'm feeling, then that just ain't what it is. You understand me? And my God is so wonderful. I am so covered that he reveals the truth to me really soon. There used to be a saying, and some of y'all might know, they say, you want to make God laugh? Make plans. Make plans. And God gonna show you what's really good. He did that for me. He did that for many of us. You just gotta pay attention. I guarantee y'all nothing's happening for nothing. Nothing is happening for nothing. Oh man, and if they can't touch you one way, they'll surely try to touch you another kind of way. And y'all just leave that in God's hands. I'm slowly realizing that there's some changing that needs to happen with Sean B. And I'm good with it. I tried to fight it, y'all. Ain't a damn thing about me perfect. I tried to fight it. And I thank each and every freaking one of y'all who stayed by my side while I went through this. While it was being shown to me that sometimes no matter how good you try to be to somebody, darkness and light cannot exist in the same place. So remove yourself, or I'll remove it for you. Because what I got planned for you, some people can't stand in that light. And that's what God has done for me. You ain't gotta like it. It is what it is. And all we all have to do is pay attention. That's all we got to do. Nolan, I wish, if he really met foul play, I wish he had been paying attention. Healing says, good morning and afternoon to some. If it is not her husband, then that would be about right. I don't understand what you mean by that, Healing and Justice. Sunflower said, you right. Lady says, if you can't handle the truth, you can't appreciate a real friend. Real friendship values honesty over comfort and growth over ego. Man, listen, pride to do it every time, won't they, lady? Pride to do it every time. Having to be heard, having to be right, having to be in control. Or to do it every time, won't it, lady? Come on now. We just got to pay attention. Sunflower says, hello, everyone coming in and I haven't spoken to. I've been just listening. We appreciate you, Sunflower. We get it, boo. Smiley said, my sisters and my sister/cousins are my friends. Everyone else are associates at best. If you fall out with someone and it can't be fixed, you were never friends. That's a fact. If the person who did you wrong is not willing to fix it the way they broke it, they're not your friend. They're not your friend. And they should fix it as fast as they broke it, if they really mean it. And if they don't, hasta la vista, baby. Period. Healing says, new here. I've been listening. Thank you and hello to you all. Smiley says, Miss Sean, I've been rocking with you since before you had your channel. So I'm here for the long haul. And baby, you got a front row seat, boo. Can't nobody sit in your seat but you. I told you that. I told you that, Smiley. Ain't nobody got your seat. Can't nobody fit your seat but your rump. How about that? Ms. Linda said facts. Step to the left. Okay? Nate said exactly, auntie, period, boo. Hey, Kimberly. Hey, boo. She said, hello, everyone. Sunflower said, God is always shaking things up in my life, and I have to be cool with that. Got to be. Got to be. What you gonna do about it, Sunflower? You got to be okay with it, because you know before anybody else, God loves you. He didn't create you to do you wrong. You just got to pay attention. That's all. You can't ask for something and keep jumping in the way. When you say, God, fix it, get out the damn way so he can fix it. And then you got to pay attention. That's it. That's all. I so bad wanted to jump in the way. I wanted to jump in, man. I had something to say, and damn it, I was going to be heard. Nope, nope, nope. Every time I wanted to say something, I just said, nope, nope, I'm done. I don't have to say anything else. I don't. My sister know what she did. My brother know what he did. My cousins, they know what they did. I'm speaking hypothetical here, but y'all understand what I'm saying. Whoever did you wrong, they know what they did. And there's no room for manipulation. There's no room for excuses. And people need to learn the difference between justification and excuses. Justification is why you turn the light on when you walk in a dark room. Justification has reasoning behind it. Facts behind it. If it don't come with facts, that's merely an excuse. Y'all take that with y'all. Dead ass. Take it with you. Drip said, amen. Praise the Lord. Stop playing with that, Drip. Stop playing, girl. Smiley said, Miss Sean, I don't like when I see things coming before they happen, because you can only tell what God allows you to tell. Absolutely. Absolutely. That's why I said we just got to pay attention. Got to pay attention. Some stuff we don't need to be partaking in. Don't. It's your choice. Ultimately, it's what you've got to do that you're okay with. I wish Nolan had paid attention so that the decisions that he made, he would have been okay with. Maybe had picked a different group of friends to hang out with on the 4th. Maybe realize, maybe I don't need to be over there with them. Friends stand a test of time. In this situation, if they were real friends, Nolan should have never been left alone. Rather, what they're saying, let's just be devil's advocate for a moment. And I'm going to let you guys go. Let's be devil's advocate for a moment. Let's say Nolan did say he wanted to stay, right? Let's say he did say he wanted to stay. All I'm saying is, if it was so many of them, why was he left alone? Sunflower, me, you, Smiley, Drip, and Kim and Lady at the club. We at the club. We at the beach. We at the beach. We know some of us can't swim. Some of us can. Some of us can just tread enough water where, till help comes, and they better hurry the hell up, right? Okay, I say that all the time. I can't swim, but I can prevent myself from drowning while help comes, but they better hurry up. Okay. Let's say I really can't either, Sunflower. I can't swim a lick. My husband swim like a fish. My husband dives and all that. He can literally swim like a fish, but he was given swimming lessons when he was a youngin'. But anyway, because my husband went to Catholic school, so they taught all that kind of stuff. So we all at the beach, right? And personally, true story, I can tell when I've been in the sun too long, because not only do I get dark, but I get what looks like purple patches on my skin. I am not a light-skinned woman. I am a light brown complexion. I'm not a dark-skinned woman, but I'm not a light-skinned woman. And so first, my skin will turn dark. That's just a normal tan, right? Okay. But then I get purple blotches, literally purple blotches on my skin. If I say I'm ready to go in, I'm burning up here, right? Like I can touch and it hurts. We can sunburn people. Stop thinking that because we're black, we can't. That's a lie. Anywho, I say I'm ready to take it in. And Sunflower says, yeah, I'm going to go in with you. Smiley says, yeah, I'm coming too. I'm tired. Drip says, I ain't ready to go yet. Because, you know, Drip the lightest one out of all of us. Drip and Smiley, I believe so. But Smiley, she ready to go in too. Drip said, no, I ain't ready to go yet. I ain't ready to go yet. She see a little young teddy bear on the beach, you know. And she just want to finish making googly eyes at dude and stuff, you know. And Kimberly and Lady say, yeah, y'all, let's go. I got a problem with that. Everybody said, let's go. That means that everybody after me was willing to leave Drip by herself. I got a problem with that. So then that conversation, it always got to be me. Well, Bookie Boo, you is light, bright, and damn near white now. Come on. Serious. I'm telling y'all, Drip and Doobie could be sister and brother. I'm not even playing. For real. Doobie don't look nothing like me. He looked like his father's side of the family. And they are part Native American, part European, and part black. And so that's all mixed up in there. Yeah. And they have early graying, like they have a patch of gray that grows really early, like by the age of 10 for some of their family members. Yeah. So by the age they 35, a lot of them have a patch of gray hair. It's hereditary. So anyway, I got a problem with everybody saying, yeah, Sean B, let's go. Well, wait a minute now. One of us done said they're staying. Everybody can't go. Everybody cannot go. So what me as a person, what I'm going to elect to do is move my seat to as much shade as I can find. Have Drip wet me a towel, like drench it, and bring it to me so I can put it over me. But I'm not leaving her. I'm not going to leave her. I want her to finish flirting with her boo, potential boo, whatever. You know, get her flirt on. And the other ladies can go on. But I'm not leaving her. Even to my discomfort. I'm not leaving her. And then I can only hope as my friend, she would say, all right, Sean B, let's go. I'm finished flirting with this dude. I done gave him my number. Let's go on inside, boo, before you wither away like a damn piece of leather. Smiley said, Drip, forgive me, but we dragging your ass in there with us, period. Drip said, and I got a patch of grays. This is wild. Told you Y'all family for real. Told you we family for real, for real. Yeah, for real, for real. Y'all, ever so often, me and Dripper have a conversation, and there is more and more and more that's coming out. More and more. I tell y'all, more and more. And you know, I can't fight it. You know what I'm saying? I can't fight it. Family members were in different branches of the armed forces, and they traveled, and you know, a lot of my family originated from the South, hers as well, that sort of thing. Her and my grandson she looked like she could be my grandson's mother. That's a fact. And I sent her the pictures to prove it. Okay. So, lady says sunflower. Laugh out loud. Me too. I love to swim. I would like to know how to swim, but I don't. And I love to be in the water. You know, I don't like the beach too much because I don't like sand. I don't like sand. It gets in my hair. It takes too long for it to wash out and go away. All that kind of stuff. Smiley says, I can swim and used to be a junior lifeguard. I'm saving all of y'all. I know that's right, Smiley. Love you, boo. You are an honorary member of the damn travel crew. Absolutely. We got us a lifeguard, y'all. Drip can swim too, though. Drip can too. Yeah. I know Lady can. Drip can. She grew up with a swimming pool. So I hate open pools, but I love the beach. See, I'm just the opposite, Sunflower. I'm just the opposite. I don't like sand. I don't like seaweed. I don't like none of that stuff brushing up against me when I'm under the water. I don't know what the hell that is. I don't like none of that. I don't like none of that. For real. But yeah, that's what I mean. That's a scenario that I'm talking about. Sunflower says, I've seen too much done in open pools. I know, boo, but that's what the chlorine is for. That's what the chlorine is for. Ain't none of that at the beach. You know, a lot of people go to the beach and get sick. Just saying. Just saying. To each his own. Smiley says, nope. We all come together. We all leave together. That's it. That's all. He's going to have to catch her next time. Girl code. Better drop that number and let's go, little girl. Drop the number and let's go. Okay? Tell him you're going to the hotel room. He can call you in 10 minutes. Shit. Okay, Linda said, this is why I keep showing my kids this video. But my mom said I shouldn't show them because they're too young. But I feel like we have to educate our kids now. I will not defy what your mother says. She knows her grandbabies. What I will say is do it appropriately. You know what I'm saying? Like maybe break it down to them age appropriate. But they do need to learn. And the earlier we start teaching, the faster it becomes permanent. When I first met my husband, he heard me say to our boys, practice makes perfect. He said, He's a Catholic. He's a Catholic schoolboy, so he don't like the word perfect. He said, practice makes permanent. I said, I like that. I like that. So that's what we say. Right now, Sunflower, your babies are sponges. And you need to drip a little bit on them at a time so that it will absorb. Because if you pour it all on them at once, what's going to happen to a dry sponge? It's going to run off. Nothing's going to get absorbed. It's going to run right off. Just like when we water a dry plant, the water run right through. Nothing settles on those roots or in that soil. You got to leave it there for a minute. And then it'll slowly start to collect that moisture. And sooner or later, the water's not running through as freely. and you know then that your plant has enough water. Sunflower said, well, I run out when I feel that on my feet. Ooh, girl, that's why I won't get in it. Yeah. Yeah. Drip said, I'm only in the ocean long enough to get my Jet magazine photo op. I know that's right, Drip. Drip has beautiful long hair too, y'all. Beautiful long hair. Absolutely. Sunflower said, bam. I know that's right. Lady said, Smiley, I know that's right. Yes, y'all. Yes. So in conclusion, all we could do is just send our condolences to his family, to Nolan Wells' family. Take a moment and feel that mother's grief, her pain. Someone said earlier in the chat, I saw it, I know the mother is feeling guilty, going through a gauntlet, a plethora of emotions, as we parents do. Oh, this wouldn't have happened if I just not let him go. What didn't I see? What signs did I miss? Can you imagine his father being a man's man? A lot of men think that they could just sniff out bullshit, right, y'all? So I'm sure his father is like, yo, I should have been able to see this with these dudes. What did I miss? So as we say our prayers, just lift them up in prayer, y'all. Make your prayer be long, strong enough to travel. Ask God to just touch them, cover them in his mercy and grace while they go through these tough times. They're going to want transparency and they're going to want the truth. Pray that God reveals the truth. Sunflower says, raising another young man with all this stuff happening now, it really alarms me. I need to look for books about this stuff for 7-year-olds. It's on YouTube too. On kids' YouTube, it's there. It's there. Yep. Audible has them. Look on Amazon for Audible books. They have them, absolutely. Walmart has a nice book section. Look there as well, Sunflower. If all else fails, if there is a Barnes and Noble near you, go there. In Barnes and Noble, they actually have a section in the kids part where it's actually, you can lounge and read. You don't have to buy the books. You can literally sit there and lounge and read as long as you want to. Lady says these boys probably have been in Nolan house eating and hanging out. Probably. Absolutely. Just like the man that a woman marries and have kids by, and he's nothing but the devil. Just like the woman that a man marries just to find out they're nothing but the devil. Lady says they sure do, Barnes and Noble. Yes. You go in there, you could buy a membership to get your books cheaper. That's where I used to get my books before I started paying for my membership with Audible Books when I was building my library. Oh, I love it. It's a beautiful, beautiful environment. It's not as quiet as a school library, but it's very pleasant. And it's really nice. Yeah. So I suggest that for you, Sunflower. Do that first. And then if you find that they are interested in the reading, then there you go. If they're more visual beings, then pull up Kids YouTube. Okay? Y'all, I'm not going to hold y'all any longer. I thank y'all for sharing this time with me. Remember, y'all, wash your hands, wash your food, wash your face, get that Listerine and wash out your mouth. Stay healthy so that you can be here for the ones you love. and the ones that love you. Okay? Y'all be safe. Peace out.
Yeah. Sean B on YouTube. Ooh, yeah. Late night on the screen, got the city lights low. Sean B bringing truth to the stories below. From New York with grace and a mind so wise, she can see through the dark, she can read through the lines. Every clue, every name, every twist, every turn, she be digging down deep till the realness burns. For the ones left behind, for the pain unseen, she be lifting those voices in between the scenes. So like, share, subscribe, let the real ones roll. Sean B on the case, going straight for the soul. On YouTube she shines, bringing truth to the few. When the world stays quiet, she comes breaking through. Like, share, subscribe, let the story breathe. Sean B got the light that the people need. Ooh, Sean B, true crime, baby. Tune in and watch the truth speak.